Namaste, Vanakkam. Hello to you all. Welcome to Astro In with Abhi, Oneness in Astrology and Spirituality, bringing in awareness by Abhi. Now, before I go any more further, I think if I'm going to be staring at the screen for the next 5 to 10 minutes, my eyes are really going to burn. So I've got these here. I'm going to wear them. Obviously, I want to feel comfortable while doing this podcast for you all. If you haven't as yet, please click on the subscribe button, hit the like and share button as well. I will highly appreciate it. I'm going to go straight into it. As we know, we're currently going through a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius. The sun is in Gemini. We've got the moon in Sagittarius, which is full. We've got the sun and moon opposing each other. And here's a question that I've got on my WhatsApp. Look, I get a lot of questions, and I normally answer these questions on my TikTok channel, on my YouTube channel. You'll find them there on my podcast. But finally, I'm doing videos where you can actually see this behind the behind the voice. So yeah, let's go straight into it. The question reads, "Hi Abhi, please can you explain to me what are the best rituals to be doing during a full moon?" Now, for those of you that know me, if you've been following me and if you've been listening to my lives on TikTok, you'd have heard me say this quite a lot. In order to explain the best ritual or rituals you should be doing, I think it's first important to try and understand what the moon is all about. What is the moon? Then we will talk about what is the full moon, and then we can dwell into what are the best rituals that you should be doing during a full moon. Now remember, dear viewers, dear listeners, I'm talking from Awareness by Abhi. So I'm talking about all the things that is within my experience. And I'm hoping to share this with you so that you could also implement this and bring about the most profound experiences within you. So let's go straight into it. So we've got the sun. The sun is the masculine energy. You've got the moon, which is the feminine energy. This is the polarities, the positive and negative. You've got the sun, which is um, the electromagnetic, or sorry, the electric charge, the positive electric charge. And then you've got the moon, which is the magnetic negative charge. You've got the sun on the right, the moon on the left. Both comes down, the Inda and Pingala. Both of these energies is what we call the yin and yang. Now, the moon rules the water content in your body, which is genuinely your emotion. So, during a full moon, if we look at the sea during a full moon, if the moon can make so much of water, the vastness of the ocean, so much of water rise, what do you think the moon is doing to your actual body or the water content in your body? 70% of your body is made up of water. So, if the moon is governing your emotions, it's then safe to say that during a full moon, whatever is inside you here is going to be heightened, right? Whether it's positive or negative, that is going to come up to the surface. So what is the surface? The surface is actually here. You're going to become more aware of it. For example, if you have some kind of trauma that you haven't dealt with, it's going to surface up. This is kind of deep, right? We're going to look at where the full moon is happening. It's happening in Sagittarius. Where is Sagittarius in your birth chart or your kundali? That area of your life is impacted. Well, I'm not going to go into astrology right now. I'm just going to answer the question, but fundamentally, it impacts everybody differently. But I'm here to talk about the best ritual or the best rituals that you should be doing. So, ideally, the moon is expanding whatever you have built in within you. So we understand that the moon is feminine in nature. We understand that the moon governs our emotions. And we also understand that the moon is magnetic, which is the negative part of who we are. Remember, there's only two things that exist. It's the positive and the negative, the feminine or the masculine and the feminine, your sun and your moon, all right? Or your Shiv and your Shakti, right? The blue pill and the red pill. It's the same thing. So during a full moon, it's a time for culminations. It's a time for working with whatever you have within you, looking at what needs to come to an end and dealing with it right then and there. It is the best time for kicking off certain habits. It's the best time for you to closing the door or doors on certain chapters of your life. It's the best time to be pulling out the weeds of the things that are no longer serving you. Look, firstly, what you should not be doing during a full moon is getting into any kind of habit that you supposedly think that you will have full control over. During a full moon, most addictions are happening during a full moon. This is not the time for you to be risking yourself out there, going to smoke for the first time, or trying a certain drug, or drinking alcohol for the first time in your life, because the addictive part of you is also more stronger. So this is not a time for you to be trying out certain things that you haven't tried out before. That's what you should not be doing. Also, this is not the time for you to, well, this is not just during a full moon. You should always be one in control of the mind and not being a person that is being led by the mind. But that's a discussion for another podcast on how to control the mind, how to become one above your senses, above your mind, or how to become one that which is Shiva, that which is not, or to be beyond the material body, beyond the material, the mental, and the pranic body, so that you are in a state of peace. We're going to talk about all of that in my upcoming videos. But nevertheless, that also ties into what you should be doing during a full moon. Now that we understand what you shouldn't be doing, let's talk about what you should be doing. Ideally, what you should be doing is dissolving the mind. Like salt into water, your thoughts should dissolve into absolute nothingness. And how do you go about doing it? Oh, Abhi, going out really helps me, forget about my troubles. Yeah, going out will really help you forget about your troubles, but no sooner or later they start to resurface again. There's no place that you can send your troubles away from you because everything that is, was, and what could possibly be is the actual God. So where can you really push your troubles outside to when there's no actual outside? You need to deal with it. You need to face it, accept it, and deal with it. So what is the best ritual you should be doing? Look, dear viewers, dear listeners, for me, the best ritual is meditation. This you should be doing all the time. At first, it is a conscious happening, and after a while, it becomes an unconscious happening. Over a considerable period of time, it becomes an unconscious happening. Now, meditation fundamentally means becoming one with absolute nothingness. We are suffering our thoughts. We are suffering something that happened 5 days ago. We are suffering something that happened 20 days ago. We are suffering something which never even exists as yet, which is tomorrow, 1 week from now, or 1 month from now. All of these days, they do not exist. But there is some kind of suffering right now. And with this full moon, it's rising up all of these emotions. And if it's making me go but haywire, best ritual for me to do is to become one that is in full control of my mind. And how do I do that? The solution of the mind. Now, to meditate, a lot of people find it very difficult. Yes, you will find it difficult to meditate. because you are trying to block certain thoughts that are coming into your head. You should let it play out. You should let these thoughts come. And as they come into your head, allow them to do whatever it's doing in your head. After a while, these thoughts start to go away and new thoughts start to come. Let them come. After a while, they too will go away. And after 10 to 15 minutes, there will be, you should reach that point where you are in absolute nothingness, where there is no thoughts. Now, ideally, this is the place that you want to be, where there is no thoughts. Why? Because this is the way you start to heal the system. You must remember, your thoughts, your words, and your actions, they are all karma. They are karma. They create a certain reverberation within you or a certain vibration within you. And obviously, if you are suffering your thoughts, your vibration is absolutely low. So naturally, this is a very, well, you will experience that dimension that you are in. If you are vibrating in a low frequency, you will experience that which is in that consciousness: anxiety, fear, frustration, anger, sleepless nights, jealousy, hatred, animosity, greed, lust, and all of these things which exist in that dimension, which is the, well, I would like to call it that dimension, which is the hell, or the Muladhara dimension, which is the fight or flight mode, which is that red dimension. Now, obviously, if you are suffering your thoughts, it means that obviously you need to overcome this. It means to rise beyond. It means to rise up the chakra system. It needs to rise up from a low frequency to a high frequency. And how you do that is through meditation. The mind is happening so much, it drops your vibration. When you dissolve the mind, your vibration starts to increase. It is as simple as that. But the reason why we don't want to do it is because we have an attachment to instant gratification. We have been conditioned to think that the things that generally will help us are things that are very difficult to get, or we need to pay for something or to buy a certain kind of medication. No. The idea behind rising to a heaven state of consciousness is through the dissolution of the very same thing which has taken us to hell, which is the logic. Remember, thought, word, and action are all karma. They are all karmic. Fundamentally, we are all suffering the mind. When you dissolve that, you are dissolving the three bodies, or actually, you're actually dissolving the physical body. The physical body is made up of the mental body, the physical body, and the pranic body, which is the energy body. These three bodies still form part of the material body. Once you dissolve the mind, you're able to rise up. These are all different states of consciousness or different frequencies. This is how you come out from a troubled state of consciousness into a more peaceful state of consciousness. And from here, you rise, you get to here, and from here, once your pineal gland is stimulated, you'll have heightened awareness. You'll be able to realize or see more than you normally would do. You will be able to handle situations far more better. You will be able to find the beauty in the chaos over a considerable period of time. Once you start meditation, after a considerable period of time, it becomes an unconscious happening. Your pineal gland starts to become more stimulated, and obviously your awareness increases. And this is how you become enlightened. But anyways, let's not talk about that. This is what you should be doing during a full moon. You also need to pay attention to what you put into the body. What you put into the body actually becomes you. Fundamentally, we are all part of Mother Earth, right? This actual body, this physical body is a build-up of Mother Earth. The food that you eat is a build-up from that. So what you put inside here affects your vibration. It's best for you to eat a plant-based diet. Here I'm talking about solar-powered food like your plants, your vegetables, your fruits. This will help the body detoxify and cleansing yourself. Your vibration starts to increase. When you eat meat products, meat itself has a very, very high level of karmic entanglement, which drops your vibration. I would highly suggest you stay away from alcohol or any kind of mind altering substance during a full moon, which is definitely going to make it far more worse for you from a state of consciousness. It's going to drop you even further, make you more anxious, make you more troubled, and that's what you do not need. So the best ritual to do is meditation, and I would recommend this during a new moon, during a full moon, and the days in between. Meditation. That's the only way you're going to rise in frequency. And obviously, there are other things that I would like to discuss on a different channel. But why are we so used to, being fixated on a certain ritual or certain kind of practice that you need to do? Uh, you know, and there's a lot of people that would like to do different kind of rituals, which is good for them. But I would like to ask you this question here, right? If you drink break fluid, what ritual can you do to eliminate the consequences of what that break fluid will do into your body? For me, the best ritual to do is to not to drink that goddamn thing at all. That's what I would do. That's using intellect. That's using the Ganesha. That's using intelligence. Ganesha is a personification of intelligence. So you need to use intelligence to overcome your challenges. So by exercising Ganesh or intelligence, you can avoid a lot of troubles. That's the best ritual. Use intelligence. I should not be drinking break fluid at all. Oh, Abhi, what can I do so that the break fluid don't affect me? There's nothing that you can do. Everything is karmic. As you sow, so shall you receive. Cause and effect. There's a consequence for every thought, word, and action. You drink the break fluid, it's going to impact you in a certain way. So you should not be drinking break fluid. You should be using intellect. That's the best ritual. Meditation is intellect. Meditation means to dissolve the logic so that intellect is a consequence of a dissolved logic. Logic is the mind. So meditation means intelligence. And to become intelligent, one needs to dissolve the mind. It's from nothingness, everything is. It's only from stillness, everything is as is today. From stillness, everything is born. When you return back to stillness, everything can be understood. In order to rise, you need to dissolve all that which has suppressed you, which is the mind. Once you dissolve that, you will see how you will feel. Thank you so much for listening to me. I hope this answers your question. And this is a topic that I can go on and on and on about. Obviously, meditation, I've done various podcasts on this year. I've done various videos on full moons, new moons, and what you should be doing. And I think holistically, what you should be doing in any instance, whether it's a new moon, full moon, new moon solar eclipse, full moon solar eclipse, or solar eclipse, or whatever it is, meditation should always be there. You should always be focusing on dissolving the mental body, which is the mind. All right. Thank you very, very much. If you have enjoyed this session, please subscribe to my channel, like and share this podcast with as many people as possible. I would highly appreciate